Hello, job seekers, career changers, and professional ladder climbers. Welcome back to another episode of Real Career Talk with Shanique. Today, we are going over the resume structure and what should be on your resume. Your resume must be able to pass the 6-second test. It only takes a recruiter 6 to 10 seconds to decide if they want to interview you for that role. So what should be on the resume? Should I be listing my hobbies, my interests? No. We're going to walk through each section today of what should be on your resume. I'll be pulling out a sample shortly, and we're going to go over each section and what should be in that section. Let's go. All right, let's kick things off. So here we have an image of a standard resume, or what a standard resume should look like. So let's start at the top, right? So as you know, you should have your name. Your name should be the biggest item on your resume. Next, you are going to have your location. You could either put just your city and your state, or just your state. If you're in Jamaica, you could put your parish or your city and your parish. You do not need your full address on your resume because this could lead to discrimination, and it's also a safety issue. You never know where your resume might end up. Next, you want to have your phone number. Ensure that is a number that you are going to answer and the voicemail box is set up and not full, all right? Next, you want to have a professional email address. So whether it's your name, last name at Gmail, or your name, last name, and number at Gmail or Yahoo, you want to have a professional email address. Next, you want to have your LinkedIn profile. And remember, your LinkedIn profile should match your resume. So please ensure that they are saying the same thing, all right? So now we've did the contact information, the name. What's next? Next comes the professional profile or professional summary. This is where you tell the recruiter and the hiring manager who you are and what you have done in just a few sentences. So this is where you summarize your experience. This helps the hiring manager or the recruiter make a decision faster. Oftentimes, this is the only thing they read before deciding if they want to call you in for an interview. So it's very important that you have a professional profile. Next, you want to go into your professional experience. So this is your work experience. You want to start off with your company name, where it's located. I will say, if you are going to put the location for your places of work, you should do it throughout your resume so that it is consistent. So you have the company name, the location, what your job title is, and your dates of employment. Next, you are going to list bullet points of what you accomplished and what you did in that role. My rule of thumb is you should not exceed 6 bullet points. You should be able to summarize what you have done in 6 bullet points. Now remember, you want to also add in some metrics. So instead of just putting vague sentences, you want to add some numbers in there. For example, instead of saying, responsible for a team of admin assistants, you could say something like, managed a staff of 5 administrative assistants and manage their workflows. You want to ensure that your bullet points are showing the impact that you had in your previous role. Scrolling down after your professional experience, and just another rule of thumb, you should not exceed 10 years of experience on your resume. So you want to always keep it, my 2 keyword, recent and relevant. Then you are going to have your education. You want to put the school that you attended, your year of graduation, and what program you studied. Was it a bachelor's, a master's, and what area of study? If you have not completed your degree, it is perfectly okay for you to put pending in the date spot. If you're also a new grad, it is highly recommended that you put relevant coursework to the roles that you are applying for. All right, so we've got the contact information, we've got the professional profile, we've got the professional experience, got the education. Now let's talk about some certifications, right? So if you do have certifications, you should be putting the institution, the title of your certification, and the date in which you got the certification. If you're not done with it, you could put the year to pending, but do not put a date that is not true. And last but not least, your skills section. The recruiter needs to highlight what your key skills are. And let me tell you something from a recruiter's perspective. A lot of times we just hit Control Find to find those key skills on your resume. So it's very important that you have a skills section on your resume. So I hope this was helpful. This is just what a standard resume should look like. You could also add additional columns if you want to add languages that you speak, if you got any kind of publications that you want to put on there. Those are additional headers that you can add to your resume as well. So just to wrap things up and go over what you need on your resume: your name, your contact details, your LinkedIn profile, your professional experience, volunteer experience if you have any, education, certifications, and your skills. I hope this video was helpful. If you have not subscribed as yet, please take a second and subscribe now so you can be notified when we post videos in the future. If you want us to discuss anything, drop a comment below and we'll consider that and discuss it in our next videos. Remember, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. See you next week.